To go back to what Timothy Chalamet just real quick said about opera and ballet, which for Jordan's benefit, I guarantee Jordan doesn't know what he said about opera and ballet. What he said about opera and ballet was how nobody watches. I'm paraphrasing and I'm probably getting it wrong, but it was something to the effect of, I don't want to be a part of an industry that nobody watches, like how nobody watches opera or ballet. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm paraphrasing, but that's more or less what he said. And like, I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment of what he's saying, because like when I was when I worked in the movie theater, they used to have operas every like couple of weeks every weekend, and the only people who ever showed up to the opera were old, and I was young at the time, so I was 17 or 18. So like Gen Z's not going to the opera. That's just Gen Z's not watching the opera. Gen Z's not going to the Nutcracker ballet. They're just not. And he is kind of Gen Z, so it's a thing that is not unexpected from a guy that age in that position for him to say. So like, while there are lots of ballet dancers and opera singers, to be fair, I can't stand opera singing. It hits my inner ear in a way that makes me flinch. Like, I can't stand when an opera singer warbles. I can't stand it.
Oh!
Yeah, it makes me go, stop, please. Stop doing that. So, like, I'm not the guy to defend the opera. I don't like opera. So, I will never pay money to go watch an opera. So I'm kind of with him, where I'm like, who cares about opera or ballet? But I understand that there are plenty of talented opera and ballet singers, opera singers and ballet dancers out there who could dance and sing around me and are way more successful than me. So once again, what do I know?
What do I know?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But no, to reiterate, I do not think that that's going to affect him winning an Oscar. I think, yeah, I don't think, I think his performance was good. I think he next to Michael B. Jordan stands the second best chance of winning. Oh boy, okay. No, sorry. Oh yeah, the one nice thing about Begonia was only like 2 hours long. This is the one. This was the one that was agonizing, but at least it was in English. This is One Battle After Another.
Rise and shine.
Bat an eyelash.
Good morning.
There are no hands on the clock
Why?
because they're not needed.
What time is it?
I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the passwords. This is Bob Ferguson. I was a part of the French 75.
Bitch, I felt like Tony Montana!
Steve Lockjaw just attacked my home. And I cannot remember, for the life of my only child, the answer to your question.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text a little.
And this movie...
War film?
Huh?
War film?
No, kind of, not really, sort of, kind of. I'll explain what I mean in a second. But this requires a disclaimer, because this one's going to get vaguely political. And I don't like making this point here because I like to keep this space kind of neutral, but my point has always been all clubs are bad, and activism has the tendency to be performative, and like there's a lot of times where people who claim to want to be equal and create equality and get rid of the oppressors, it just seems like you don't want to get rid of oppression, you just want to be the one doing the oppressing. And this movie...
So what you're trying to say is you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
So, I suppose, yeah, that is in a way what I'm saying. So in this movie, this movie is about... it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, which was immediately exciting. I was like, oh, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. And he is a... I don't know how else to describe the type, But initially the movie starts off in like I think it's like the 1970s or 80s or whatever, and he's part of like they're called the French emissaries or something to that effect, and they're basically like a rebel anarchist, kind of like the Black Panthers, like violent kind of insurgency group who shows up to things and like blow shit up or like explode shit or stuff like that. And so Leonardo DiCaprio is the token white guy, basically, where he's their demolitions explosive expert and he helps them blow shit up. But like they almost imply that his attraction or love of black people is almost fetishistic in a way. Like he's more attracted to them as an idea rather than as people. And so he meets this girl, and the girl just keeps wanting to do rebel shit, like blow shit up, explode shit. And every time they explode shit or blow shit up, she gets off on it. So like at one point they're about to blow up like a something, I can't remember what, and a car or something. And as it's about to blow up, she's like, "We should do it right here and right now." And he's like, "No, this thing," pretty much, yeah, except for she uses more vulgar language. But yes, basically.
Yes, but Justin, this is YouTube friendly.
We're trying to keep this YouTube friendly. We're trying to get ourselves to a place of being monetizable. No, and she's like, basically, yeah, like, do me here, right as the thing's about to explode. And like, they introduce a character played by Sean Penn, who's like this kind of white supremacist army guy who she has a weird fixation and attraction to. And so she kidnaps him and like basically like emasculates him sexually, and he kind of enjoys it, and she is getting off on the power that she is holding over him, basically standing over top of him and being like, "Kiss my boot, you have to do what I want." And they end up hooking up, getting together, whatever. And she winds up robbing a bank to get money for their revolution or whatever. And she's there standing over top of everybody, like imposing her will on them and being like, "You all have to do what I say because I now have the gun and I have the power." And it seems like
one might say she was dominating them.
Right. And this movie is written and directed by a white guy, so it's hard for me.
All her life she was the sub, and quite suddenly she got to be the dog.
So my issue with this is it kind of seems to be saying that, oh, it doesn't matter who is in charge. Again, nobody. Once you do people like the idea of doing the revolution. They don't want to actually. It's sort of like that bit from Doctor Who where it's like, once you get rid of all the bad people, what's left over? It's sort of like that, where it's like she seems to be more into the idea of doing a revolution and being in charge and being on top of people than she actually does in creating legitimate equality. And it's like, but that is a perspective that is coming from a white man, right? It's not coming from a person of color. This isn't a movie made by a person of color. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, is that the message doesn't feel
feels like propaganda.
Yeah, it doesn't feel sincere or genuine. And so then as the movie goes on, it does a time jump, and now Leonardo DiCaprio is not doing the advocacy rebellion thing anymore, and basically the girl that he was with, she robs the bank and she gets caught, and in order to get away, she rats on everybody in their little group. And they all get killed. They all get executed, except for her, because he helps the racist white supremacist army guy helps her escape. And so she escapes and gets away. And it's like the movie seems to be saying that, oh, people only are advocates until it no longer suits them. Because it's like, oh, the minute being an advocate didn't suit her, she immediately sold out her friends and her cohorts and their entire movement. And they all died because it no longer suited her. But again, that's a hard message to take when it's not a person of color saying it. Does that make any sense? Yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay.
Again, it comes across like propaganda.
Right. And so then The movie,
Like the white person who wrote it wants you to think that that's the case
right?
because it benefits them.
But then also the movie does a flash forward, and the rest of the movie becomes this kind of chase game of the white supremacist guy. He's trying to get into I can't remember what it's like, mega super space team or something. They have a name for it. It's basically like a secret government white supremacist group that he wants to get into. But he discovers that the woman had a child, basically that he has a daughter, and that he needs to find her. And so the rest of the movie is Leonardo DiCaprio, is them getting her away. She's at the dance and them helping her escape the what's left of this group. And Leonardo DiCaprio trying to find her and freaking out because he's now he smokes pot all the time and is basically paranoid that everyone is out to get him. And the daughter treats this as though it's some kind of like burden behavior, except for people are out to get him and are chasing after him. So his paranoia
he's not crazy.
Right, is totally justified. And so there's a point where Leonardo DiCaprio has stopped giving a shit, basically. He doesn't remember, like, they all have secret code words and phrases and whatever. And he doesn't remember any of them. He doesn't know any of them because he stopped giving a shit. He stopped caring about advocacy. He
checked out.
He completely checked out. And so there's a point where he's trying to figure out where they're holding the daughter. And he's on the phone with now a modern leftist. And the modern leftist is like, won't tell him. He's like, oh, what's the password? And he's like, I don't remember it. Just tell me where my kid is. He's like, the password was, what time is it? Like, I swear it's been like 20 years since I've done this. I don't remember any of this. And he won't tell him anything. And he's like, where are you right now? And he's like, I'm currently on the unceded land of the blah, 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 blah. And Leonardo DiCaprio snaps. He goes, oh my God, you're so annoying. Like, you think you're being helpful, but you're not. You're not helpful. And finally, he gets a hold of one of the guys who's like, oh yeah, he's like a legend in this space and everyone knows who he is. And the guy's like, do you feel good? Do you feel good about being useless and unhelpful and like being performative, basically? Do you feel good about that? And it's just this idea of like, yeah, this guy likes the idea of being an ally, but when it comes time to actually be an ally, he's not helpful. He's just about spouting the party line, or as you put it, propaganda. And it really does seem to present this idea that propaganda comes from both sides, or like,
I mean, of course, propaganda comes from both sides.
Activism. Activism is, yeah. It just, again, it seems to be making the case that people only want to be the ones in charge. They don't want to actually be equal. Like, that just, again, I am positive.
I don't know.
I'm massively.
Maybe I'm just a cynical person, but I have felt that for a long time.
I don't know. I was okay. Like, I don't. Number one, don't think it's gonna win Best Picture. Been very clear about that. Leonardo DiCaprio is nominated for Best Actor off of this, and he's good in this. Benicio del Toro is in there, Best Supporting. He's all right. Leonardo DiCaprio is good. There's a couple of really solid Leonardo DiCaprio freaking out moments, which I always love. I don't think it's his best performance. I stand by it. I still think it's Wolf of Wall Street. I don't even think he should have won the Oscar for the movie he did win it for. Like, I don't think The Revenant is that good. I still think his best performance that I've seen is still Wolf of Wall Street. I will stand by that he got robbed. He got robbed on that movie.
As a lead actor, I would agree Wolf of Wall Street. As a supporting actor, I would make the argument for Django Unchained.
Oh, he's really good in that.
He's really good in that.
I think he got nominated for Best Supporting for that as well. I'm pretty sure he did. He might have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's just not exceptional to me. Like, I have similar feelings about another actor that's coming up where I'm like, it's all right. It's all right. This movie is also I don't know what it is with these Oscar movies and being agonizingly and painfully long. But I think this was also 2.5 hours long, or 240, something like that. I think this was the one that was 240, and the rest of them have hovered around 2 hours. But most of them have been between 2 hours and 2.5 hours, and they've all been too long. That's it, though. That's one battle after another. Hey there, everybody. It's NCAR Justin here. Let me know down in the comments down below. Do you think one battle after another should have won the Best Picture? Is there another movie you think should have won Best Picture? What about Sinners? How are you feeling about Sinners? Any thoughts that you have, let me know down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full episode that this is from our Oscars 2026 episode, click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.